Central, you getting all this?
Copy that, Delta Squad. First things first, let's get you out of the open and into cover. Whatever did this could still be out there.
Updating a classic strategy game without rankling fans of the original can be a tricky business, but Firaxis, the studio behind the Civilization series, takes a calculated risk with its remake of XCOM. Like the original, XCOM Enemy Unknown puts you in charge of repelling an alien invasion on Earth, planning on a global level, and directing individual soldiers in squad-level tactical combat. Is it time to welcome our new alien overlords?
Remember, we will be watching.
XCOM front-loads its exposition with a tutorial mission in which a small squad comes face-to-face with the first inklings of the alien threat. In short order, 3 of the 4 soldiers are dead, and you'll have witnessed the only in-mission cutscenes in the game. Other than a few major missions and events that drive the game towards resolution, the rest of the game's drama comes from actual gameplay. Interceptors are lost, funding is jeopardized, and turn-based battles become stages for tragedy and heroism. You might not remember the names of your CG entourage, but you won't forget those of your randomly generated soldiers.
Not a single casualty among the entire squad. That takes a solid effort.
We have a soldier waiting for a promotion in the barracks. I'll let you get to it.
XCOM offers the player an important role, and you really feel the weight of responsibility on your shoulders. Your turn-by-turn orders to your soldiers to put down individual alien threats are a matter of life and death, but entire countries can be lost if you can't execute an overarching strategy. The inexorable alien invasion will progress over time whether you're ready or not, and it's on you to maintain an air force capable of tackling UFO attacks around the globe, decide which threats merit immediate response, and research and develop the weapons and technology necessary to meet the challenge.
You're telling me that we should risk the lives of our troops so we can take one of these things alive?
A series of priority objectives must be achieved to win the war, such as capturing a live specimen or constructing a key facility. But how or even if you get there is up to you. Monthly meetings of the International Council measure your success, and if you fail to achieve results, the nations that fund your efforts may turn their backs on you, and your soldiers could pay the price on the battlefield.
We are extremely impressed with the progress of the XCOM project thus far, Commander.
The major events occur in a fixed order, but significant randomization requires you to regularly make what feel like important decisions. You'll typically receive reports of several cities under siege simultaneously, each offering a different bounty for completion. The country you help out will breathe easier, the others will become more panicked. Jilting a more worried nation for immediate rewards like funds or badly needed personnel may sometimes be the right call, but excessive recklessness could easily catch up with you down the road. Whatever happens, you'll feel responsible for it.
My efforts should allow you to focus on the bigger issues at hand.
Making smart, strategic decisions creates real advantages on the battlefield for your troops. The development of advanced weapons and armor makes it easier for your soldiers to survive and grow more powerful, letting them tackle increasingly challenging missions with fewer losses. Acing difficult missions lets you reassure worried nations and retrieve more valuable assets from the field, securing funding and research that further sharpens your overall edge. It's an incredibly rewarding cycle, and when you achieve success, it feels well earned.
Excavation complete.
If you want to take a break from the big picture and focus on the tactical level, an online multiplayer option is each player constructing a team of soldiers and aliens and squaring off in the selected battleground. More powerful units cost more points to deploy, with various combinations of units allowing different strategies, and an adjustable limit for total points available. It's a simple but welcome feature that emphasizes the ruthless, decisive nature of XCOM's battles. Combat against the alien invaders is highly lethal, particularly in the early missions where your units are lightly armored and using conventional weapons. Cover is vital to winning a skirmish. Soldiers get half cover from hunkering down behind smaller objects, and full cover if they're next to a solid surface, although some cover is destructible and certain objects like cars can explode. Regardless of where you put them, your units won't always hit their target, and your enemies won't always miss.
Incoming fire!
When you're up against the alien threat, it's hard not to take things deliberately. You move your soldiers across the map, positioning them in cover and entering Overwatch mode to enable them to get the drop on targets that move into your line of sight. Sometimes you'll use both of a unit's actions to dash to an advantageous location. In other instances, you're better served using a special ability like the Heavy's Rocket or the support class's Concealing Smoke Grenade. You might have vulnerable soldiers spend an action to hunker down and increase their defense. You'll move carefully, reload when you're low on ammo, seek a hide advantage when you can, and try to avoid making contact with the enemy when you've used all of your team's actions. Luck is often an inescapable factor, particularly on the battlefield. A 74% chance to hit seems like a pretty good bet, but if the shot goes wide and nobody else is in position to put down the threat, you'll simply have to brace yourself for the consequences.
Taken care of.
No matter how smart you play, eventually one of your soldiers will catch a stream of hot plasma to the face and be instantly killed. This could be a seasoned veteran loaded with skills you've assigned to them while promoting them through the ranks. A significant and rewarding dose of RPG-style character customization. Depending on how hard the loss is for you to take, you can reload your save, unless you've started a run on the one save only Iron Man mode. Regardless, there are consequences. The luckiest soldiers go down with critical wounds. If you can stabilize them with the medkit and manage to complete the mission, they'll live to fight another day, even if their diminished willpower makes them more likely to panic in a fight. But even if they don't go down, injured soldiers take time to recuperate, and if your all-star squad takes too much of a beating, you'll have no choice but to bring in your B team, or throw a few rookies into the mix and see who comes out alive. These high stakes and the direct link to strategic planning give XCOM skirmishes a thrilling tension. Whether you're entrenched in battle or making a strategic call for your base, XCOM asks you to make a lot of tough decisions. Do you try to develop more advanced weaponry to more efficiently dispatch enemies, or create better armor for the times when luck fails? Can you even afford to actually manufacture either and build the uplinks and satellites you need to keep council members happy?
We are confident that you will handle this matter with discretion.
You'll always know what your next key objective is, but decisions you've made beforehand will determine your readiness. Doing one thing like constructing a laboratory to accelerate research often means you'll need to wait another month for the funding for something else. And in order to complete any major construction, you'll need to first build the power plants to sustain them. Even the elevators that allow you to access lower levels in your ant farm style base require power. It takes some thought, but when you get it right, you'll see your planning pay off. Getting ahead of the game with development of laser weapons, for example, will let you dominate earlier enemies and be ready for the tougher aliens that appear down the line. There are a lot of strategic considerations here, and while there's rarely a good reason to turn down a mission other than your own personal battle fatigue, the ability to do things differently makes it easy to consider a second playthrough after you've wrapped up, or possibly failed, your first lengthy campaign.
Dead in the water here.
XCOM features a classic, if not quite retro sci-fi aesthetic, with a slightly exaggerated cartoonish art style that's a good match for the concept. Full-fledged cutscenes are rare, often simply serving as small bonuses when you hit certain milestones or gain access to new tech. But key characters sometimes offer thoughts and comment on recent developments, and are generally convincing as concerned men and women of science.
This is where all of XCOM's research and development takes place.
The game presents a variety of landscapes with an isometric view that can be rotated at fixed degrees, hiding what can't be seen and evoking a tangible atmosphere. Camera movements spice up the action in battle, following soldiers as they charge through doors and exchange fire with opposing forces. This adds nicely to the drama of battle, although sometimes you'll get a poor camera angle or notice unintended technical hitches. When it works though, which is most of the time, you'll get a sense of what's about to happen from the way the scene is framed, often to your abject terror.
Hold it down.
If you'd rather not take emotional cues from the game, you can disable the action cam along with the taunts, cheers, and battle cries of the soldiers, observing and directing with cool detachment as the carnage unfolds before you.
Looks like you found the bomb. Get over there and deactivate it.
Another day, another successful operation.
XCOM Enemy Unknown charges you with what amounts to a challenging dream job. Because you're put in direct control of how the game progresses, you'll experience the bracing feeling of being in charge. The game performs and controls almost equally well on consoles as it does on a PC, and a range of difficulty levels makes the game reasonably accessible regardless of your metal, adjusting the way aliens engage you on the battlefield, in addition to tweaking costs and damage values. It all amounts to a great victory. XCOM makes a complicated design feel smoother and more elegant without losing the feel and nuance of the original work.
Excellent work, Strike One. Wipe out any remaining aliens and come on home.
See this and other GT shows and game reviews on the GT Originals iOS app, available now on the App Store.